From flinging forbidden throws to summoning the beast in himself, Mahomes dances with unpredictability. Let's look at the 10 times he absolutely destroyed his opponents even when it looked like he was going to lose. This is why you never count him out, because playing with Mahomes is never black and white. So first up, it's that epic Week 14 showdown in 2018, Chiefs versus Ravens. The Chiefs were playing catch-up, down 24-17 with less than a minute and a half left on the clock. It was a 4th and 9, and they were at their own 40-yard line. It was a pressure cooker situation, but guess what? Mahomes isn't your regular run-of-the-mill quarterback. He was about to break some rules in style. The Ravens defense was closing in on him. The crowd's on the edge of their seats, and Mahomes was like, why not spice things up? You see, there's this unwritten law in quarterback land. Never, ever fling the ball across your body. It's like a forbidden fruit, but rules are made to be bent, right? Under pressure and practically dancing at the sideline, Mahomes zinged that ball across his body, and who's there to catch it? None other than Tyreek Hill, sprinting downfield like a flash of lightning. The result? A jaw-dropping 48-yard game. Mahomes practically defied the laws of physics, hooking up with Hill in a play that set the stage for a game-time touchdown. Spoiler alert, the Chiefs go on to win the whole shebang in overtime, sealing the deal at 27-24. Now listen up, most quarterbacks live by these quarterbacking commandments, like don't throw across your body or stare at your target while you're throwing. But guess what? Mahomes isn't cut from that cloth. He's the maverick of the field, the quarterback who bends, twists, and flings his way to glory. Talking about Mahomes in his ultimate glory, let's dive into this epic showdown between the 49ers and the Chiefs in Super Bowl 54. These guys have been locking horns forever, and this game was the ultimate clash. Imagine this, Chiefs are down 20-10 in the fourth quarter, and things are looking grim, but hold up. With around 7 minutes left, they're facing a 3rd and 15 from their own 35-yard line. It's crunch time, do or die. But here's the twist, Mahomes, the quarterback wizard, decides to ditch the playbook and make his own magic. And on that thought, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to the channel so I can keep bringing more of the NFL's magical and wild updates to you. Like this one about Mahomes where he cooks up this play called 2-3 Jet Chip Wasp, and the offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy actually goes along with it. Mahomes unleashes a laser-guided pass to Tyreek Hill, who makes an insane 44-yard catch, practically camping in the 49ers territory. Fast forward, Chiefs score a touchdown, make it 20-17, and the whole team's spirit soars. They go on to win 31-20, and guess who's MVP? You guessed it, Patrick Mahomes. This dude turned the dire situation into a double win on the biggest stage. Mahomes doesn't just play football, he redefines what's possible. Hold up though, this isn't the only time Pat's pulled off some jaw-dropping heroics. The dude's practically a wizard at turning the game around. Let's rewind to that epic Super Bowl victory in 2020. But wait, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows for our star quarterback. Nope, Pat faced some serious challenges in that championship showdown. The interceptions were raining on his parade, and things were looking rocky, but you know what separates the champs from the rest? The ability to dust off setbacks and charge back in full throttle. Pat did just that. Sure, he owned up to his hiccups, but he didn't let that define him. He orchestrated this insane 10-play, 83-yard drive, sealing the deal with a slick 1-yard touchdown pass right to Travis Kelce. Score jumps to 20-7, and there's still a solid 6 minutes and 13 seconds left on the clock. Anthony Sherman nailed it. With Pat, anything's possible, but hold onto your hats, cause here comes the kicker. Pat's like a playmaking maestro. He spots Tyreek Hill hanging out like 44 yards away and launches this pass that's pure perfection. Bam! First down. That, my friends, paved the way for the game-changing score. Hold on to your excitement because I've got another jaw-dropping play for you. You remember that one time when Mahomes channeled his inner beast? It was one of Mahomes' most dazzling performances back in 2022, a showdown against the Buffalo Bills right at Arrowhead Stadium. But here's the twist. Let's rewind and check those feet. Wait, left foot in? Let's see. In a game so wild that even CNN was left asking if we just witnessed a football masterpiece. Mahomes took charge like never before during overtime. Imagine this, Mahomes unleashes a walk-off touchdown, threading the needle to find Travis Kelce waiting like a pro. The Chiefs clinch victory from the Bills with a 42-36 score that'll make your heart race. But let me tell you, this game was an adrenaline-fueled roller coaster. We're talking an insane 25 points scored in just 1 minute and 54 seconds of regular play. With a mere 13 seconds on the clock and the Chiefs trailing by 3 points, things were looking bleak. But guess what? Chiefs head coach Andy Reid steps in and drops some golden advice on Mahomes. Reid spilled the beans later, saying he told Pat, when it's grim, you've got to be the Grim Reaper, and you gotta go get it. Pat seizes the moment, gets his team into prime position, and bam, Harrison Butker drills a 49-yard field goal. Reads full of praise hailing Mahomes for making it look like cakewalk and showing his true grit when the going gets tough. Teammates respect that kind of spirit. I mean, who wouldn't want a Grim Reaper like Mahomes on their side? And it's not just that one time that he had absolutely demolished the opponents. There was also back in 2018. Mahomes gave us a lesson in unpredictability, facing a 10-point deficit against the Broncos in Week 4. He threw a touchdown, closing the gap to 3 with 6 minutes left. After a defensive stand, Mahomes got the ball again, down 23-20 with under 5 minutes. Here comes the magic. Under pressure from Denver's fierce defense, Mahomes, on 3rd and 5 at their 45-yard line, turned into a quarterback artist. He scrambled left with Von Miller closing in from the right. In a move only he could pull, he switched the ball from his right to his left hand and launched a lefty pass to Tyreek Hill for a first down. This bold, on-the-spot play showcased Mahomes' brilliance. It set the stage for a game-winning touchdown drive, leading the Chiefs to a 27-23 victory, starting the season 4-0. But even crazier than this was the humiliating loss the Chiefs had in store for the Texans in the 2019 playoffs. Trailing by a whopping 24 points in the second quarter against the Houston Texans, it seemed like the Chiefs were in a real pickle. But hold on tight, because Mahomes didn't just throw passes, he threw the rulebook out the window, completing 23 of 35 passes for a whopping 351 yards in not 1, not 2, but 5 touchdowns. He basically turned the field into his own personal playground. And let's talk about Travis Kelce, the tight end magician. He snatched 3 of those touchdown passes among his 10 catches, totaling a sky-high 134 yards. It's like he had a magnetic connection with the ball. The Chiefs didn't just score, they were on fire. They racked up 8 consecutive scoring drives that would make any roller coaster envious. Remember the Texans' 21-0 first quarter lead? Poof, the Chiefs turned it into dust and emerged victorious at 51-31. The Chiefs, in a historic twist, set the record straight by taking a 21-0 deficit in the first quarter for the very first time in franchise history. But that's not all. They rewrote the playoff history books too. They danced their way from being down by over 20 points to winning by a whopping 20 points. But that shouldn't be a shocker because Mahomes has always annihilated his opponents. Remember the 2018 AFC Divisional Playoffs against the Indianapolis Colts? With 278 yards through the air and a touchdown scored on foot, he led the charge as the Kansas City Chiefs put an end to their icy curse. You heard that right, folks. They broke free from a 6-game home losing streak in the postseason, and they did it in style by trouncing the Indianapolis Colts 31-13 in a snowy spectacle right in Kansas City, Missouri. But wait, there's more magic to the story. This wasn't just any victory. It was like the Chiefs summoned the spirit of victories past. You see, it had been a whopping quarter century since they tasted the sweet nectar of an AFC playoff victory at Arrowhead Stadium. The last time that happened was way back on January 8th of 1994, back when Joe Montana was the quarterback and floppy disks were still a thing. And guess what? The Chiefs were the kings of the hill that day, just like they were now. But that's not the only history being made here. The Chiefs hadn't worn the crown of the #1 seed since 1997. Then there was the 2019 match against the Raiders. The Chiefs kicked off in a bit of a jam, finding themselves down 10-0 after the first quarter. Not the ideal start, right? And they had a mere 27.6% chance of turning things around. But hang on, folks, because here comes the Mahomes magic show. Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback wizard, went to work. He threw the pigskin 30 times, completing 44 passes for a jaw-dropping 443 yards, and he casually tossed 4 touchdowns into the mix. It's like he had a rocket launcher for an arm. Oakland might have thought they had a shot, but Mahomes had other plans. By the time the second quarter rolled around, he unleashed a touchdown frenzy, and suddenly the Chiefs were on fire. Mahomes' 443-yard performance was a showstopper, and it turned what seemed like a challenge into a wild Chiefs victory. It's safe to say Mahomes was the star of the day. And talking about Mahomes being the star, let's go over the chaotic 2020 regular season game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. The Chiefs entered the game as the defending Super Bowl champions, and they were led by their star quarterback Patrick Mahomes. The Ravens, on the other hand, were considered one of the top contenders in the AFC, led by reigning MVP Lamar Jackson. The Chiefs' offense, known for its explosive passing attack, faced off against the Ravens' stout defense. Mahomes showcased his skills by throwing for 385 yards and 4 touchdowns. He completed 31 of his 42 pass attempts and demonstrated his ability to make accurate throws under pressure. The Chiefs' defense also played a significant role in the victory. They managed to intercept Lamar Jackson once and sack him 4 times. And finally, my personal favorite, the AFC Championship game. Mahomes and the Chiefs faced the Titans, who had stunned everyone by defeating the Patriots and Ravens. With the Titans leading 17-14 and the clock ticking towards halftime, destiny seemed to favor the underdogs. But hold the phone, because Patrick Mahomes was about to unleash some serious magic. With just 23 seconds left in the half, Mahomes transformed into a football superhero. Starting from 2nd and 10 on the Tennessee 27-yard line, he grabbed the shotgun snap and took off on a daring run. Dodging Titan defenders, he sprinted along the sideline, approaching the 5-yard line where most quarterbacks would play it safe. Mahomes went full beast mode. He shrugged off tackles, spun like a top, and carried a defender into the end zone with him. Touchdown Chiefs! The stadium practically erupted as Mahomes flexed his muscles in celebration. That jaw-dropping play swung the momentum, giving the Chiefs a 27-17 lead going into halftime. From that moment on, the Chiefs dominated, securing a 35-24 victory that sent them to their first Super Bowl appearance since 1969. But the lives of NFL players extend far beyond the football field. Here are some intriguing aspects of NFL players that might surprise you.